All right. Hello, hello. So good to see everyone today. Uh, if you are celebrating, happy Equinox, happy Astro New Year, happy Ostara. And I hope that everyone had a good day yesterday. I know the energies have been kind of intense in this eclipse sandwich. So I hope you are doing well. I hope you are taking care of yourself. I know for myself, it's been really important to get out into nature and to ground and to really uh, take care of my body and do those normal day-to-day things to help settle in and kind of settle in these energies. So I hope you're all doing well. I see people in the chat. Hello, Corbin. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Hello, Ken. So good to see you as well. Thanks for joining. And I see that Britt Merritt will be joining us on replay. So thank you so much, Britt. Much love to you and enjoy the activation. I'm so excited to share that with y'all in just a bit. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, Beth. So good to see you. Oh, you've got sun. Wonderful. We are a little cloudy here. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Before we get into it, of course, I wanted to share my good old website here. And make sure you guys know you can always head over here if you want more information on my services. I've got breakdowns of all that I have to offer. I also have, of course, the bookings here, which will bring you over to my Set More page here. We've got the free preliminary consultation, as well as my other offerings here. And I did want to just give you guys a heads up that next week I will be, hopefully, as long as everything goes as planned, talking about my next workshop, my next group workshop that'll be happening in April. So stay tuned for the details. They're still kind of working out my ultimate plan for that. And then as well, wanted to let you guys know that I've got the show planned for next week. We're talking karma, we're talking relationships, and we're talking past lives. So I've got some new session stories to share with you guys. We're going to get into some of the Venus retrograde energies, which I think are highlighting this topic right now. And I'll be sharing some of the information around soul contracts and clearing that I've learned through my practice with clients. So without further ado, we've got a couple things to talk about today, but before we get into that, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and comment below as well how you are celebrating the equinox, how you celebrate Ostara. If you're celebrating this time of year, if you're celebrating the Astro New Year, I would love to hear down in the comments below what your practices are, what you're doing, or if you're here live, feel free to share it in the chat as well, and we can chat about that. Oh, hello, Cheryl. So good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you. Afternoon to you as well. All right, so I'm going to try to work through the information that I have to share around Ostara, Astro New Year, the equinox, in a snappy manner, in a efficient manner, because I definitely want to make sure that we get to that meditation and the activation that I have for you guys around the equinox and the Astro New Year's energies. And I'm really excited to share with you. So we'll start working through this stuff. And I have a few different things to share with you around these different topics, some of my practices personally, as well as some of the energies and themes around what's going on right now, what's going on this week. So many of you probably know, but the equinox or the astrological new year, when Aries season starts, is really our true new year. We have our Gregorian New Year at January 1st, but energetically and really, I think the true energies of New Year happen on the Astro New Year with the switch into Aries season. And if you think about, energetically how it feels at this time of year versus January 1st, it's a much more natural start. There's so much more energy right now than there was a few months ago. So of course, things are a little different for those in the Southern Hemisphere. We'll talk about that as well. But definitely think that with the new year happening, with all of these energies, it's a real good time to tune into what's going on and to work in some practices into our daily lives that help us to really make physical these events, these celebrations. So these three, the Ostara, Astrological New Year, the Spring Equinox, these all happen together at the same time every year. But this year is a little bit special because of all of the Aries energy that the other astrological events are kind of bringing in. We have a lot of different movements that are happening with our celestial bodies, so we'll get into that as well. And then, of course, I personally and Corbin as well, we've celebrated the Wheel of the Year for a couple years now and have really loved celebrating the seasons in meaningful ways. So I wanted to share some of our personal practices as well. Yes, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And thank you, Corbin. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. It really does help me as I'm sharing this content and building my channel up. So first and foremost, wanted to shout out some of my favorite folks who talk about these sorts of things. Some of you may know Molly McCord on YouTube. She is a astrologer, and I really love her videos and her content and how she discusses the astrological energies. So definitely referencing some of what she talked about today. And then Ginny Mithril is another one of my favorite YouTubers who discusses witchcraft. She's a fourth generation witch. So she learned from her mom, who learned from her grandma, who learned from her great grandma. So she is very, well versed in witchcraft and the practices of that group. So I really love her work, and she really makes it very practical and straightforward and fun. So definitely wanted to shout those folks out because I drew some inspiration from them. But first thing I wanted to jump into today, yes, Beth, right? Isn't she so great? We love Molly. We love Molly. And yes, definitely make sure you check out Corbin's photo from our altar that he shared out on the Mason Jupiter channel. It was really a beautiful piece of work. He designs beautiful altars a lot of the times, but definitely go check that one out. And in regards to altars, Ostara. So for those who aren't familiar, I'll share my screen here real fast. I wanted to show you guys, this is just one rendering of the Wheel of the Year for anyone who might not be familiar. And this is really about celebrating the season, celebrating the natural shifts and changes of the energies here on Earth. And these are derived from pagan practices, as well as many other cultures who have worked with these points and these moments in time. And I really love working in this wheel and working with each of these points, because not only does it help bring a lot of just beauty and I guess engagement in like the seasons and what's going on day to day, but it gives you more of those moments to celebrate. And I was just remarking with Corbin the other night as we were celebrating Ostara and doing some of our practices. It's just so nice to have these moments throughout the year that you get to really lean into what that moment is all about energetically and be able to bring that into a physical sense in your world. But Ostara is the spring equinox, or the vernal equinox here in the northern hemisphere. If you are in the southern hemisphere, you would be going through Mabon right now. Excuse me. Mabon right now, which is the autumn equinox. And I really loved, many of you probably know the Mason Jupiter channel. They were talking about Ostara yesterday on one of their deep dive shows. And they were talking about the differences between the northern and southern hemispheres. And it really resonated what they found through the cards. And just wanted to reiterate that here. If you are in the southern hemisphere, if you're celebrating Mabon, that's going to be more of the celebration in alignment with what's going on around you. But if you are tuned in and you're really tied into astrology and practicing astrology, and you're really focused on the movements of the celestial bodies, then Ostara could still have some significance for you now because of the Aries energies that it signifies. So I think really with any sort of celebration or any sort of practice like this, you are going to want to go with what resonates with you and what works for you, what feels right for you. And so if you are down in Australia and you really want to celebrate Ostara, go for it. Make those energies real in your life. If Mabon resonates more, go with that, right? And Yes, I know, Corbin, right? There's plenty of reason to celebrate every season. Absolutely. So some of the main things that I think about with Ostara and this time of year is really it's the rebirth, it's the renew, and especially when we have Venus and Mercury in retrograde right now, and they are in the same sign, they're in Aries also. We have, I think, just a double emphasis on kind of those re words, as I call it. You know, we got retrograde, we got renew, rebirth. And I think it's really emphasizing those energies right now, along with some of the other astrological things. The equinox is also really about balance and kind of this idea of standing still, kind of that calm before the storm, almost even, where we are just at the precipice of kind of full spring bloom and kind of the acceleration into summer energies here in the northern hemisphere. And so it's that time of equal light and dark, and I think those energies are emphasized now as well. Some of the colors that we associate with Ostara, with the equinox, would be red and yellow because of that Aries energy. And I made sure to wear my sun shirt today. It's the national park shirt, and you'll notice that it has the butterflies on there too. If you saw my card pull from last week with the sacred geometry, we got some butterfly energy coming through. So I felt like it was an appropriate attire for today. And then if you're looking at some crystals that you can associate with the Aries energies with Ostara, agate is a good one, bloodstone, carnelian, fire opal, garnet, red jasper, or ruby, which I do have my little ruby pendant here because I thought that was a good pick too. So I definitely think that with a lot of these celebrations, it's so important to remember to bring them into the physical, and I think that that's what makes them fun and makes them um, engaging and impactful in your life. And so bringing things into your physical that kind of anchor in those energies. So whether it's working with crystals, whether it's working with your clothing and the things around you, you can even work with different foods with the different seasons. And so oftentimes when Corbin and I have had celebrations or like feasts going along with the different celebrations of the wheel of the year, we'll often theme those around what kind of food is appropriate for the season. So if you think about springtime, one of the big things that came up in my research was eggs. And as a vegan, I don't eat eggs right now. I've talked about having my own chickens, and that might change my dietary choices, but definitely eggs are one of those things that are very solar in their energy. And Corbin can definitely share more about that in the chat if he wants to. But I think that all the different ways that you can involve your different senses in these sorts of celebrations is wonderful. One of the fun things that Ginny Mithril shared was a spell that she shared with us, and it's one of the most ancient spells according to her. And with this spell, you write your wish or your dream onto an egg, so the outside of an egg, and you'll use symbols or an image, something to depict that dream or that intention or that wish. And then you take that egg and you bury it in the earth. You bury it in Mother Earth, and she will nurture that wish, that dream, that goal into fruition. And definitely, I couldn't help but think about the egg shortage going on in certain places in the world. So definitely, if eggs are super expensive to you, maybe choose a different spell or a different way to practice or celebrate this time of year. But I thought that was a fun one and really worked with the solar energies too. Another thing that I definitely love to work in with any of these Wheel of the Year celebrations, but especially Ostara, when there's such a focus on growth and on like the rebirth of nation of nature, is bringing in some sort of offering to the Fae. So this is the fairies, the Fae. These are the fair folk. Lots of different names and different energies with them. But these are the beings who are out in nature, protecting nature, who can work with us on various things. They can also work against us sometimes, and they bring in that trickster energy, which is where offering something to them, giving them some sort of a gift or an offering is a wonderful way to not only honor the season, but also to help guard yourself against any trickster energy from those fae who are extra active. So great things for offering to them would be honey. You could do milk. Sweet things are often things that they like, but at the same time, go with what resonates with you, and definitely things that are special to you, whether it be food or drink, something that's special to you, something that really speaks to you, is a great thing to offer to the Fae, because they'll appreciate that heartfelt, gift and the intention along with it. So uh, another way to work with nature, and another thing that I think is really fun for this time of year, would be to make dandelion tea. And I love dandelions. I think that their versatility and the different things that you can do with them is really, really cool. Unfortunately, I live in the city, and there are not many places that you can find actual clean dandelions. And so that's definitely something that you want to be really sure about, is the safety of the dandelions you are picking and using for this. Definitely don't use anything that could have been sprayed with any chemicals, or anything that could have been gone onto the bathroom by like a dog or something passing by. Definitely making sure that you pick them from somewhere safe. But an added benefit of using dandelion tea, according to Ginny again, is opening your third eye, and with the specific goal and intention of communicating with the Fae. So I know some of you in this community and who follow along are interested in communicating with them and connecting with them. And so you might think about working dandelion tea into your practice in the next coming days, around this Ostara energy, to connect in with the Fae and to be able to communicate with them. Definitely let me know how that goes if you do try it out, because I'm definitely interested in that practice. And I think that dandelions are so cool. One last note that I do have, a pro tip for you all, is to make sure you pick your dandelions at noon. So at that highest point of the sun in the sky, because those dandelions are going to be not only standing the tallest, but they'll have the most energy. They'll be at their peak along with the sun. So harvesting them at that point is definitely recommended. So those are some fun things. I also wanted to share some of the other personal practices that I use around Ostara and around this equinox energy, because again, I think that magic and witchcraft and working in this way is really about bringing the energetic, bringing the etheric, bringing those subtler realms into the physical. And I think that it's really about involving all of your senses, not just your mind, not just your consciousness, but getting your smell, your taste, your touch, your sight, all of those things involved in the sensations and the themes of the celebration, or whatever magic you're doing. But along those lines, one of our favorite things to do is to bring in an incense that we make. And so we'll use various herbs and wood, we'll use flowers, we'll use spices. It really depends on what celebration you're doing, depending on what you'll want to use. Again, Ginny is a great reference for some of those things that are associated with the different seasons. For Ostara, what we used in our incense was orange peel. We used rose petal. We used rosemary, sage, a little bit of anise, and the abundance potion from Soul Alchemy Potions, because it felt very solar. It felt very bright and yellow. So definitely do what resonates with you, do what feels right to you, but crafting that incense, putting all of those different pieces together, really helps us to feel engaged with the energies of the season. And so it's nothing really fancy in combining them. We have this tiny little cauldron that we use, and we'll put a little charcoal burner in there, one of those little discs that are made of charcoal. And they're the quick light ones, similar to what you would use for like a hookah or something like that. Make sure that you, of course, open your windows before you do this. If you have pets, make sure they are in a different room because the smoke can definitely be more sensitive to them. You can also feel free to, of course, do this sort of thing outdoors as well. But make sure you have plenty of circulation of air and that you're not like gassing yourself out. And of course, with the charcoal too, you don't want that to be inhaling that directly. But we'll put all of those ingredients, just little bits at a time, into that cauldron, burning with the charcoal, and you'll smell the different scents as they burn, as they combine. And if it's something that's a little bit larger of pieces, you can always use a mortar and pestle to grind them up. Or if you don't have that, you could always use a food processor. Make it work. Figure out what works for you. And I think that that's the most important thing when you're doing anything like this, when you're observing a holiday like this, when you're doing magic. It's about what resonates with you and what works for you. Another piece of what we do, so incense is one of our staples. It's one of our favorite things. Another thing that we do is building our altar. So we did build a separate altar. Corbin built an altar for the Aries season and kind of the Mars energy of the Astro New Year. We also built an altar that was a little more permanent for Ostara, and we added in bunnies and eggs. We had our crystals, especially our crystals that are shaped like eggs. We added in some different art that speaks to the energies of Ostara. And I think that building an altar, again, is a way of bringing this energy into the physical and giving you that visual to involve your eyes and your sight in the energies of this celebration. But then also with the incense, you've got that scent, and definitely other ways. Like I said, you can bring in your clothes and wear clothes that resonate with that energy, or are the color of that energy that you're wanting to tap into. So those are a couple different things. We also set intentions around the equinox and Ostara and Astro New Year, because again, it's all about that rebirth, that renewal. And with Aries season, Aries is all about new starts. And so setting intentions is a great way of tapping into the energy of now and setting intentions for the coming astrological year. And I think that is a great way to, again, tap into those energies and do something that works with the universe and adds power to your intentions. Because you can set intentions at a lot of different times, but this time of year I think is a great moment. And of course, I do want to remind you that it is not too late to celebrate Ostara or to celebrate the Astro New Year. Of course, it was yesterday that it was direct, and the sun does move quickly beyond that exact degree. But I think that it's really about what works for you. And again, when we look at the quantum, time doesn't exist in a linear sense. And so I think that there's nothing wrong with tapping back into that energy, especially in the kind of the orb of it in the couple days around. So I definitely encourage you, if you haven't celebrated, do something this weekend to tap into that Ostara energy, that astrological New Year energy. And I think that it's just a beautiful time. So I did have some more things to share around the astrology. I don't want to take too much more time though with that, because I definitely want to get to the meditation and have plenty of time for that. So I think that the only other things that I'll mention is that we've got Neptune and we've got Saturn that are moving back and forth across that Aries 0 degree point. So right where the sun has shifted just yesterday. So I think that those energies that are coming relatively quickly here, Neptune is right at the end degrees of Pisces, and Saturn is going to be swinging up there relatively soon here. I think that these are further emphasizing that rebirth, because these two planets are outer planets. They move relatively slowly and they don't switch signs all that often. And so I think that it's really emphasizing that rebirth and that new start in a really big way. because along with those, we have just, the sun, obviously, but we also have Mercury, we have Venus, and we have Chiron in Aries too. So there's just a lot of Aries energy. And again, that's why there's an even bigger emphasis on this point, on this new year and these new energies, because obviously we have the astrological new year every year, but we don't always have these big shifts into Aries at the around the same time, and we don't always have the same planets that are right there. So all in all, I think that that's important to note. And along with this too, I think that with Aries, it's about you and your personal power. And beyond that, I think remembering that we are co-creators of our universe, of our realities, and that is really important to remember as we have new starts and new beginnings, because sometimes we can feel like life is taking us for a ride. And the more that we can remember that we are in control and we are powerful co-creators, there are obviously some more more things going on under the surface. We've got our higher self who is helping us. We've got guides helping us too. But I think that that's an important piece to remember too. So there's a lot more with the astrology. I'm not an astrologer, so I'm going to skip some of that for now. And I definitely encourage you, go check out Molly, go check out the Mason Jupiter, Ostara, and Astro New Year talk, because Julie is wonderful at talking about that too. But all in all, I think that this time of year is such a refreshing energy. And I definitely, as a Pisces, am missing the quiet of Pisces season, the slowdown of Pisces season. But at the same time, I'm feeling this energy spike, and I'm feeling this pull towards the new, and this ramp up of energies. Remembering that the retrogrades are happening too, though, so there is definitely going to be a little bit of a longer journey to build up this energy and to get to whatever wish or dream or goal that you have planned for this year. But at the same time, there is that energy coming. So part of that was why I wanted to offer this meditation today, this activation, which is really around the solar energies and the light codes that are coming through right now. And if you've seen my videos recently around my session with Solrita and Taria, you'll know that light and light codes came up in that session. And that was just one moment where I was reminded that this was really important. I've had some synchronicities in my personal life and from other folks that really highlighted this importance of focusing on the light. And again, with Aries season, this is about the sun moving into Aries. This is about the new year. It's solar. It's about the sun. So I wanted to bring this meditation to you folks to give you something to help anchor in the light and the energy from the sun, as well as those tapping into those Aries energies. So all in all, I'll let the meditation speak for itself. I'll give you guys a moment to settle in. I definitely encourage you to get comfortable, get a pillow behind your head if you're sitting up. Feel free to lie down too if you'd like, and just get into a comfortable position for you for this meditation. It won't be super long. I'm looking at about 20-25 minutes, and just settling into that position, whatever is comfortable for you. All right. Now, as you're settling into this spot, starting to notice your breath, tapping into your breath and feeling it in and out. And as you start to notice your breath, just feeling it slowing down. And with each breath in and each breath out, feeling relaxation moving down your body. Feel it starting at your head, down your face muscles, Feeling your eyes close if they aren't already. Relaxing all those muscles in your face, down your neck. Really settling into that relaxation. Letting all of your muscles in your shoulders and your arms relax. Letting that relaxation flow down into your chest and your back, down into your abdomen, relaxing all of those muscles as it goes. Feeling that relaxation moving down your legs, relaxing your hips and your thighs, down, relaxing your calves, your feet, and feeling any tensions leaving your body out through your feet, just flowing right out. Just feeling that relaxation, that peace in your body. And now, just imagine yourself in a garden, a beautiful, beautiful garden. As you look around, you see the trees, the bushes, some soft grass, greenery all around you. Maybe there's a path beneath your feet, some stones or gravel. And as you're slowly moving through this garden, following that path, or just wandering through aimlessly, taking it all in, hearing the sounds of the birds as they flit through the trees, hearing the insects buzzing from flower to flower, that gentle breeze as it rustles the branches, smelling the beautiful flowers as you pass by. It's really soaking in all of that beauty, all of that calm, feeling the sun warm on your skin, feeling that breeze as it rustles your hair. And now noticing ahead of you in this garden, set into a stone garden wall, you notice a wooden door. And as you step closer to this door, to this wall, just noticing the details. What does that door look like? Maybe it's old and worn. Maybe it's new. Maybe it's shiny. Just notice that door. And as you approach it, you really notice how solid and sturdy this door is. And as you step up to this door, place your hand on it, you can feel a surprising warmth coming from the door. Nothing harsh or aggressive, just a gentle warmth radiating from that door. You know that it's the warmth of the sun. And as you reach for the handle of this door and open it, see the sunlight streaming through from beyond. So bright, so vibrant. And now just step through that door and into that beautiful sunlit space. Now, as you step through, you notice that you've entered a beautiful, beautiful space, a light-filled grotto. a cozy little nook in this garden, a cozy space nestled down within the garden, filled with sunlight. And as you look around this space, you notice some flowers, some plants. You also notice this fountain in the corner, and the light is glistening off of this fountain. And as you look closer around you, you notice crystals placed everywhere throughout the garden beds. These crystals are all shapes and sizes, nestled amongst the flowers and the bushes, tucked in around the fountain, spheres, towers, some rough, some polished. Just noticing all of this around you, taking in all of that light, that beauty, the light shining off of the water, the crystals, hearing that fountain. And as you take this all in, you feel the safety of this space, the safety and the comfort of the crystals and of the light. And now looking around the space, looking for a spot that you'd like to sit or lie down. Maybe there's a bench there for you. Maybe there's a blanket on the grass. Just finding a comfortable spot where you'd like to sit or lie down, to settle in, to rest for a moment. Now, once you've found that comfortable spot, settling in and really marveling at the light shining around you, the solar energy, these light codes, this information that is streaming in and shining all around. It's here to support you. It's here to ignite a fire in you and to help you to feel confident and powerful because you are. You are connected. You are one. You are light. Really feeling that truth as you feel the warmth of this light shining around you. And as you feel this energy flowing around you and through you and into you, I'd like for you to hear and to feel the following affirmations. You are a powerful co-creator with this light, with Source. Feel free to repeat these aloud and just let them resonate internally within you as you focus on this light, on the sun. I am a powerful co-creator of the cosmos. I am powerful, confident, and free. I am passionate, and I take action to follow my dreams. I am open to my higher self, and I work creatively with them. aligned with my purpose. I am magical and flow with the magic of the cosmos. I am raising the frequency of Earth as I raise my own frequency. I am universal love and I radiate light. And now, allowing your own creation, your own affirmation, whatever that is, whatever feels right to you, whatever you need to come to you now. All right. Having felt and repeated those affirmations, take a moment to notice how you feel. What sensations are you aware of in your body or in your aura? Is there a color, maybe a feeling? Just notice without judgment whatever's coming up for you. Maybe there's a message for you from your higher self or from the sun. Just be open to receive whatever information is appropriate for you now. And now taking a few last breaths here in this beautiful light filled garden, soaking in that beautiful light, the crystals and the flowers, all those plants around you. Just taking a few more moments here in this peace, in this safety. And now, as you're ready, coming back to your body, returning to the present moment, the present time, taking your time coming back, wiggling your toes and your fingers, feeling your breath returning to normal, coming back very nicely now, fully back into the present. You can open your eyes whenever you're ready. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing in that meditation with me. Give you guys some time to come back. And of course, feel free to return to this meditation if you would like to again throughout your Ostara celebration as you tap into these Aries energies. Um, and of course, please make sure you share your experiences down below in the comments, or if you're here in the live chat, definitely would love to hear how that went for you. If you had any messages come through, if you had any experiences throughout those affirmations that really stuck out to you. Thank you, Corbin. Right. I love the sun. I love the sun. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Beautiful and powerful meditation. Went a little quicker than I thought it was, but that's okay. We've got a couple minutes here to chat and to come back gently, right? So definitely feel free to keep sharing in the comments in the chat what came up for you. But I definitely think that again, it's never too late to celebrate these celebrations, the wheel of the year. Um, Even if the actual moment was yesterday, we've still got time. That energy is still here, and even if you are in the southern hemisphere, if you are celebrating Mabon right now, I think that tapping into this solar energy is still important because, for you, you're beginning your descent down into winter, and the daylight is going to start shrinking. And so, I think even for y'all who may not be going into the spring that we are, it's still a good time to tap into that solar energy, tap into those light codes, really soak in the sun while you can, while you've got it, right? So, wherever you are in the world, I think that it's a great time to tap into the sun and to really work consciously with this wonderful being in our solar system. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Cheryl. Feeling very peaceful. I know, me too. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to punch out here. I'm all zened out with you guys. But that happens when I'm leading meditations. Thank you, Corbin. The affirmations were great. Everything got brighter during them. I know I noticed the sun swelling as well during the meditation there. So I hope that that was helpful to you folks. I hope that that was impactful. And I think that it's such a wonderful time to tune into our own energies and really focus on um, our own power. And again, working with the sun, working with these solar energies to help amplify that. Because remember, in astrology, the sun is us, it's our personality. And uh, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. Thank you so much for sharing, Beth. I sat out on my old red wicker porch swing, put my foot on the ground. I was gently swinging. The old chains were just making a steady clinking. It was very meditative and awesome. I love that. I love that. I definitely think that meditating outside in nature is one of the best ways to do it. Even just feeling the breeze and being able to hear the birds, whatever it might be, and I definitely find that those external noises often work their way into the meditation, whatever experience is happening too. Thanks for sharing. And Cheryl says, I felt tired before, but refreshed now. That's so wonderful to hear. I think that that's one of the great things about the sun, right? It is invigorating, and it can give us that refresh, give us that rebirth. Oh, I love that. One of my kitties joined in and sat on my lap. I know, isn't it fun when the animals join us for meditation and join us for those mindfulness activities? I definitely, they don't always love to hang around when I'm doing yoga because I think I'm moving around a little too much for them, or I'm kicking my legs up. But especially meditation or breath work, I find the animals definitely love to come along and share in that energy and share in that calm. I love it. And Cheryl's got her dog joining, joining. I love it. Chewing on that bone. Maybe that the clicking of the bone was meditative for you as well. I love it. I love it. I just was going to go back and double check that there was no other astrological things that I wanted to bring in quick before I go for the day. Um, Mm, no, I think we're good. I mean, there's a lot going on astrologically all the time, especially right now. I mean, we're in quite energetic times. There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening this year. It is a big year for us as a society, and so I definitely think that. The more that we can tap into these natural flows, celebrating the wheel of the year is just a beautiful way to tap into the flow of the universe and to flow with nature and to not be so at odds with it. I think that a lot of what we've lost in our modern society and the ways that we do things, at least a lot of people do things, is just very disconnected from nature and very out of flow with nature. Even the ways that we, do time and stuff like that. So I think that this is just one of those ways that we can tap in and be more in sync, be more in tune, and uh, yeah, co-create even more powerfully with the universe. Oh, I love that, Beth. Two crows here and a female cardinal showed up. We went for a walk earlier, out. I mean, the sun's coming out now for us, but it's been cloudy all day. But we had the joy of seeing four young cardinals. There's two males or three males and a female. There was some combination there, but we saw four of them, and they were just tiny little guys, and they seemed to be like just flitting around and kind of like it gave me like very like wrestling teenager vibes, like they were just kind of goofing around, and they were just like right in the bushes next to us. It was really fun. Cardinal energy is really beautiful. um Absolutely, Cheryl. So happy to share and so glad that it resonated with you all. Um, Before we go, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Please make sure that you comment down below as well. What are you doing to celebrate Ostara or the Astrological New Year? And share what you did or what you're going to do or what you dream of doing. Because I think the more that we can share with each other our different practices, it just helps spread the knowledge, spread the wealth, and help give each other ideas of ways that we can each celebrate, right? Because that's what community is all about. So definitely make sure you share. And beyond that, check out my website if you would like more information about my practice. I've always got that linked down in the description box below. And I do offer those free consultations. So if you are interested in a hypnosis session of your own, please make sure you reach out to me. I'm happy to answer questions or talk about your goals and help you decide what's best. And for those of you who have been asking, I am going to be bringing back some session stories next week. So I know it's been a moment since I've shared some session stories, and so yeah, I'm excited to bring that in. Excited to talk about those Venus energies and kind of karma relationships and how that all ties in with past lives. So I think it'll be a great show next week. Make sure you join for that. And otherwise, I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend or whatever time of of the week it is for you. And I hope that you are coping well with all of these crazy energies. Don't forget to ground, and I'm sending all of the love to you all. All right, bye for now.